synesthesia,
complexity, and
peoples all over the
free
world,
of aesthetics,
and how that resonates for other people as, some other
other
mystery in the universe.
feel it, experience it.
I was making another piece in the exhibition. I was trying to make another piece in the exhibition called I Am. I was trying to make these puppet heads of myself, and I made them by taking photographs, going around my head taking photographs, and then collaging them together into three-dimensional objects. And at that time, a printmaker at ULAE, Craig Zamiello, read in a magazine about a camera that the British Museum had that Shell Oil Company had developed for photographing cores, and the British Museum used them to photograph amphoras, like vases with friezes from Greece, so they could look at the frieze or look at cylindrical imagery. And so we went to Britain, and I sat on a lazy Susan, very still, and it turned around. And then the camera shutter of the camera also moved across the film. And so these two things together, it made like an unfolded panorama of a head. And then I thought it's like a landscape, and I called it My Blue Lake. But it was also made in the 90s at a point where you could not do something like that in a computer. And then about 5 years later, you could do everything imaginable in a computer, and many people made work like that of sort of unfolded bodies. But for me, it had always been when I first started making pieces with images of bodies, I was interested in the unfolding of the skin, or like making a topography of the surface of the body rather than the form. So this was one version of it. The intestine piece was, I was making for several years work about, or not about it, but with using the images of organs, because I thought they resonated things in my psyche or in my idea about life that I saw just by looking at their images. And then the intestines was a photograph I saw in a Japanese anatomical book that I had, and it had the intestines laid out like that. And I was laughing because I thought it looked like a radiator. And then I thought, well, that's one of the things intestines are doing, like food is going through and it's radiating out energy into the rest of your body. And somehow also when I was a kid, we had bars on the windows of the bathroom of the house and the kitchen. And I thought those are both spaces preoccupied by the intestine. And so I made a sculpture like that. And then I also made, that was, actually, I'm thinking of the wrong one. That one went up and down like this, like a radiator. And then I made one that goes straight like a line on the wall, because, it's about 30 feet, about 10 meters or 9 meters, something. And that's a long line inside your body. And then I also made one to go on the floor like that. So one that could be on the wall and one that could go on the floor.